Peace and blessings, Vibe Tribe. It is on once again. It is yours truly. I am Bakari John Boa. I am the founder of EY Pele Movement. EY Pele Movement, we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well being. Hopefully, everybody weekend has been wonderful. I'm definitely grateful, man. I celebrate on yesterday on July the 29th. I had an invitation for me to go to the Race First rally that was held in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And I'm definitely humbled and honored to have been invited to share some economic empowerment information with the family. So I'm definitely excited about that. I want to send a shout out to my brother Obafemi, who's a part of the hip hop group MCE. He was the one who hosted it. So I'm excited about it, man, because it's about family, us coming together as one and us building up one another. Okay. And tonight is going to be no different. All right. We're going to talk about the key elements to a solid family foundation. Okay. Again, we're going to be talking about the key elements to a solid family foundation. At this time, if you would be so kind to share and invite, all right, like and subscribe, that'll be great. All right. Again, we're here to uplift our community. We're going to be talking about some things that may be very controversial to some. All right. We're going to be talking about, again, the key elements to a solid family foundation. Well, what does that family look like? Okay. For those who are tuning in on Facebook and those who are tuning in on YouTube, okay, you can actually see the imagery I have up there of the divine family structure, and that's Aset, Asar, and Haru. Okay, some may know in the Greek name as Isis, Osiris, and Horus. Okay, so we're talking about even with divinity, the divine family structure. Okay, the simple basics of even what a family even looks like. Okay, is even dealing with the gender roles. There's a lot of controversy that's going on in society today with the gender roles, and people want to argue about what a family looks like, but divinely, okay, even when it comes to our reproductive organs, let's make this very clear, and this is very logical, okay, that the man and the woman was meant to be together. Okay, you cannot reproduce. Okay, humanity will not be as large, okay, in this world as it is. Okay, there's no way that humanity can reproduce, okay, if we were the same sex. All right, so a lot of people want to get upset about that, but here's the thing though, you want us to accept something that you are not, okay, and that you are. Okay, but you want us to accept what you are not. You know what I'm saying? And we only accept you for what you are. What were you born as? Okay, we're not talking about intersexuals or hermaphrodites. I get it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I understand that piece. All right. But you are what you are. Okay, and that's just what it is. All right. A child needs a mother and a father. Okay, that's that divine energy. Okay, that's needed. Okay, from the male and the female. Okay, that is a proper family structure. So we have to deal with that basis. When we're talking about a family. Okay, so now we have to deal with the role of the father and the role of the mother. Okay, now, when you're dealing with that, now we're talking about culture. All right. Now, why am I saying this? Well, when you're dealing with African culture, when you're dealing with the Wodabi, go look them up, check them out. You'll see about the Wodabi women, they can have more than one husband. All right. So, thank you for tuning in, my family on Facebook, excuse me, and also my family on Instagram. You know, it's really what I meant to say because I'm looking at the camera on Instagram. You know, so thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate that. DJ T Swift, thank you for tuning in, fam. You know, so um we have to deal with that, you know. So let's, you know, first things first, because we have to deal with what it actually looks like, you know, so the child and the children will not be confused. Okay, that brings confusion to a child. Okay, because you know they'll grow up thinking that's what it actually looks like and that's what it is, but that is out of divine order. Divine order. Okay, again, divine order. Okay, that's the reason why. And you know, dealing with the human anatomy, the man has the sperm and the woman has the egg. Okay, that's the reason why the man has the phallus, you know, and the woman has the womb to receive the phallus. You understand? You know, so that's, to some of us, is simple logic, but you know, now you having those of us who believe in the traditional family being attacked, okay, by those who want us to accept something that is not normal. Okay, that is not normal. That's the reason why most people in society look at it that way. Listen, you have a choice, you know, which way you go. That don't mean it's the right choice, but you have a choice. You understand? And so, as for this house, all right, this family, this ministry here, we stand on male and female. Period. Point blank and simple, cut and dry. There's no way that the population can be populated without reproduction. That's the bottom line. And so in these relationships, you have the woman going to get artificial insemination. Okay, think about that. All right. So what you're trying to do is now you're trying to create a family structure without a man, but yet you still need the sperm of a man. Go figure. You know, but people want to get upset about that. People want to get angry with you, okay, when you don't accept the same sex gender raising a child. Okay. Now we understand that in with some situations that it's hard for the woman to get pregnant in a man and woman relationship, and they too have to get artificial insemination because sometimes it's an issue with the man, right? Get it. But guess what? That's still natural though. It's still a man and a woman together raising a child. Okay, that is the proper family foundation. All right, let's get that together. Okay. And again, now we're talking about some cultural things. So in some culture, as I'm going to go back to it, the Wadabi, okay, these women, they can have more than one husband with the Wadabi. All right. But some people, they would want to judge that according to religion, you know, and say, well, you know, that's wrong. Well, again, humanity predates religion. There was no divine entity that came down with his hand and wrote those texts. Okay, it was a human being saying that this divine entity, that the supreme creator came to them and said something to them and told them to, you know, construct a script. Scripture is writing. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so with that being said, for us that are African centered in its traditional essence, we don't subscribe to that ideology. Okay. Um, there again, you know, we live our lives based off of humanity's opinion, no different than somebody saying that, you know, somebody saying that, you know, they're homosexual, and but yet they believe in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You know, they try to stand on that. You know what I'm saying? But yet and I'm not a Christian, but I even know that it's distinctly in there, and it's against it. You know what I'm saying? Again, people making stuff up, right? You know what I'm saying? But call themselves something, but traditionally that is not, you know, what a Christian believes traditionally. Again, I'm not that. However, that doesn't make any sense to me. No more does it make any sense to me that, you know, people are going around here getting upset with you because you don't accept uh, a family structure that is abnormal. You understand what I'm saying? It is not normal for a man to desire a man. It's not normal for a woman to desire a woman. Okay, so that's the reason why people frown upon it, because it's abnormal. It's not natural. Okay, even with nature, okay, you have a lion and you have a lioness. Okay, and they come together, and what do? They reproduce. You understand? You know what I'm saying? So again, even in the animal kingdom, you have female and male birds, you know, the male and female alligators, so forth and so on. So I believe we all got the picture. We understand that. But now we're talking about a solid family foundation. It's imperative that we raise our children with morals. Again, we raise our children with morals. All right. That starts at home. It doesn't start at the schoolhouse. Okay, that's where we go wrong as parents, when we put the responsibility of raising our children on a teacher. No, you're the first teacher, mom and dad. So we have to bring this back, you know what I'm saying, to what family is. Okay, we must educate ourselves in regards to economics and teaching our child and our children about credit, teaching our child and children about us being entrepreneurs. Okay, teaching our child and our children about our history. Okay, because that is where the foundation starts at. That's where we raise our children with substance at. This is where we teach our sons how to be men of chivalry. Okay, this is how we teach our young ladies how to carry themselves with dignity, as well as the young men, because a lot of times that seems to be an absent teaching as it relates to young men sustaining themselves sexually. Yes, yes, yes. See, now if we start raising our children right, you understand, and not just hold the young ladies accountable, but the young men, they could go and do whatever they want to do, and that's accepted. But if a female starts sleeping around, okay, we want to call her a whore. You understand? But when the male does it, he's the man. So we have to start raising our children with proper morals and helping the young man to understand that it's perfectly okay to maintain himself. And this is not from a religious aspect. Okay, this is just if we want to avoid teen pregnancy. Okay, if we don't start teaching our children the purpose of dating, and for those who don't want to get married, that's your business. You understand? But children, okay, teenagers, they're not in any economical position for them to be able to take care of a family. So it is best for the male and the female to wait until they meet somebody who they gel with, that has good character, that's financially stable, okay, and that understands how marriage works. Yes, yes, I said it. I'm going to say it again. The young men and the young ladies need to be raised with proper morals, that it's okay, especially the young male, because females definitely are taught that, right? To keep themselves until marriage. But the male has a sex go free card. And then we wonder why teen pregnancy is so high, because a lot of us are not teaching our children how to sustain themselves. And by the way, for the record, you don't have to be religious to believe in abstinence. It is simple wisdom. It is a beautiful thing for the male and the female to sustain themselves until they meet up with a partner in life that they can spend the rest of their life with, they could build a family with. Let's just keep it real, family. We're going to have an adult dialogue on this evening, okay? Because some of us think, well, we got the condom on. What if the condom break? What if the condom break? You know, we don't think about that. Oh, it's a 1% chance. Okay, what if that 1% chance happened? And you just slept with some woman that you don't know. You just slept with a man that you don't know. You understand what I'm saying? And now you have had you have impregnated some strange woman, and now, woman, you are impregnated by some strange man. We gonna have a good talk on the day. You understand? Because you know why? Let's keep it real. We get upset with our child and our children when they slip out and do stuff, right? But even us as adults, we're not as responsible sexually as we should be. Let us keep it real. How many of us ask our sexual partner, do you have an STD? Let me see some medical documentation before we go here sexually. How many of us do that? How many of us do that? We're grown, we don't even do it, but we get upset with our child or our children when they venture out and do it. Uh-oh. Oh, I know the views and the likes and the lovers going to probably get ready to go down on this right here. There's a lot of people, we don't like to have these real discussions. People like to hear what they want to hear. And people like to say, I'm grown. Well, that's the reason why you're grown behind your arrogant, stubborn, grown self is in a reckless situation in your life because you're arrogant. You understand? And you feel like because I'm grown, I could do whatever I want to do, but yet we get mad at a child or our children that feel the same way. I'm responsible, I'm mature, I can handle this. How? You live with your mama, you live with your daddy, you working at Burger King, McDonald's, and you could barely take care of yourself, but you out here having sex. But we don't get it though. You know why we don't get it? You know why I say we don't? Because we keep letting our child and our children listen to sexual content and explicit sexual content and these hip hop songs and these R&B songs, and we're not taking control of the situation because you know why? Us as parents are not moral. Yes, us as parents are not moral. So how can you raise your child and your children to be moral and you are not moral? When you got adults thinking it's okay to twerk just because, oh, it's an adult event, but it's okay for you to look like a stripper and going on a strip pole. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. We see, we don't get it. We don't get it. We feel like these things are okay and it's not okay. And I don't care if you are grown, it's not okay. You understand? And that's what the problem is. We walk around here and I hear this all the time. It's for adults. So what? It don't matter. You halfway naked and your rump shaking, and you expect a man to look at you like you're a wife material. You understand? You walking around with your pants sagging. You understand? You're a grown man. All right. You know, you still talking like one of these teenagers out here. You understand? You're irresponsibly having sex, both male and female, right? And then you end up having children by a stranger or a child by a stranger. See, let me just keep it real. You know, our community to me is so phony about solutions. Because whenever somebody tell you get rid of gangster rap, whenever somebody, you always want to try to justify and talk about how drugs and crime and all this stuff existed before then, but you don't want to deal with the fact it made it worse. Something is wrong with you if you don't think something was wrong with Little Kim talking about swallowing a brother penis, giving him head, like a Coca-Cola bottle. So I'm going to tell you, and I don't care how mad you get, you understand that something is wrong with you if you think that's okay because the sister is degrading herself. That's not the way queens talk. And the king is degrading himself when he calling our sisters bitches and whores. Brother Bakri, what does it has a whole lot to do with family structure. It has a whole lot to do with family structure because some of us are too busy trying to be our child and our children's friend rather than raising them as a parent. I don't care how mad my son got with me. When my son came at me wrong, I checked him real quick and helped him to understand, listen here, you was not sent into this world to raise me. I was sent in this world to raise you. And your chaotic life is an example of the fact that you are in no more position or character position to raise me or anybody else. And some of us are scared of our own child and children. Some of us have issues that we have not dealt with, and we have low self-esteem, and we're adults and we're still looking to be accepted. So how can you raise a family that's whole and you're not whole? You're broken. How can you raise a child to be an adult when you are an adult still acting like an adolescent? You don't know how to separate the two. You're out there rum shaking with your daughter. You're out there smoking weed with your son. And unfortunately, in some cases, you have mothers and fathers giving their children drugs and alcohol and everything else like that. We need to have these real discussions. See, this is a lot of our problem. We don't want the solution to our problem. You understand? We don't want the solution. We don't want it because it requires for us to make some changes. It requires for us to look within. My queen said the whataboutism. You know, you're sidestepping things. You understand? And we as adults have to start taking responsibility in our leadership roles in our family. So some key elements to, having a solid family structure, pardon me, please, is to understand what a family structure actually, what it takes, what key ingredients do it take? And it takes two whole adults, two mentally well adults, two financially stable adults. See, a lot of us, we get caught up in our emotions and our feelings, and we just want to rush into things, and we don't like to take our time, and so now you have individuals who have a child, who have children who could barely take care of themselves. And listen, I'm 46 years old. I'll be going on 47. I have a 24-year-old son. I can talk. I raised my son. My son doesn't know nobody else as father, and he don't call nobody else father except for me. You understand? So yeah, I can talk. And I raised my son right. And I told my son, don't you ever sleep with a woman unprotected if you and her have not made a covenant to be husband and wife or to be a family. Yes, that's right. I did. Because unfortunately, young men are taught that they're suckers, that they're soft, they get picked on, you know what I'm saying, because they're still a virgin. And in some cases, females do too. You understand? And we glorify sex like as if there was something so good about, you know what I'm saying, you being sexually involved with somebody when you're not even in position, okay, mentally, economically, to be involved with somebody. And this goes for people my age too, and older, and however you fall in there, 20 years, whatever. You understand? And we rush into families, and now you have these you got these immature adults, that's trying to raise a family, and this is the reason why it's so much chaos in our community. Because we're not mentally, we're not spiritually, nor are we economically ready to go into a family. Sister Flo, Sister Joe, thank you so much for tuning in. Flow with Joe podcast is in the building. Thank you so much for tuning in, family. I appreciate that. All right. So, see, I like to have these discussions that other people don't like to have, because you know why? I care. It's not about fame with me. It's about freedom. Again, it's not about fame, it's about freedom. Because see, I'm willing to have these uncomfortable conversations because most people these days on these social media outlets, they just trying to be popular. I use it to help to liberate our people and to restore us back to our traditional greatness, restore us back to a solid family structure, because we are self-destructing out here with all this foolishness. People want to attack India Arie because of what she said about what Megan Thee Stallion or who else was on there? Megan Thee Stallion, I can't remember the other person. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Megan Thee Stallion, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? But you, come on, man. I have a daughter. I would be so embarrassed and I would be ashamed to hear my daughter talk. I don't care how grown she is. I don't care if she is grown. That is embarrassing and it is shameful. How can you call yourself a queen? Can you imagine an African queen? I'm talking about, listen, I'm talking about literally like a monarchy, like born a queen. Could you imagine a queen? See, listen, hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. Because a lot of you really don't see yourself as that. You know why? Because a lot of you will say, well, and it's amazing how the title is diverted then when you really start thinking about how a queen carried. Could you imagine the Ashanti queen carrying herself like that? Could you imagine the Yoruba queen carrying herself like that? Could you imagine the Nubian queen and the Zulu queen carrying herself like that? So if you can't picture them doing that, then how can you picture yourself doing that and you say that you're a queen? For the king, vice versa. Could you imagine a king say, hey, B, come on over here. Bring me this. Hey, ho. But we call ourselves this, but our character and our conduct is unbecoming of that title in which we label ourselves as. My brother Tim Holmes said, some of us today have to break generational curses. My father didn't. That's true. Thank you, my queen. My queen said, great example. I appreciate that. All right. So now we're talking about, again, key elements to a solid family foundation. You understand? You as the man and the woman have to understand you're a team. Together, everyone accomplishes more. It's not a cliche. That's real talk. You both have to have a mature understanding. A woman is not just there, brothers, for your sexual pleasure. I'm going to say it again. The women are not just there for just your sexual pleasure. Your wife should be your friend as well. And your wife should be treated as a queen. You should be a man of chivalry, opening up her door, pulling out her chair. You understand? If she worked all day, then, and you're off, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not the best chef in the world, so I had to treat my wife out. I want her to live, you understand? You know what I mean? I want to live. So if your wife, you know what I'm saying, is working all day and you're at home, what's the problem with you doing the laundry, brother? What's the problem with you cooking and cleaning, brother? See, we've been taught wrong. You understand? That is pitiful to me, and I'm gonna just keep it real. That is sorry. You a sad excuse of a man if you let your wife work all day long, okay, and you've been sitting at home and she still get off of work and have to cook, clean, and do laundry, you are a sorry example. You are not a good example of a man. And you hear me say that. Yes, I said it. Your wife should not have to come home after a long day of work and you've been home all day, and she should not have to do the laundry, and she should not be cooking, and she should not have to clean. Let me ask you a question. When you were single, who cleaned up your house? Uh-oh. When you were single, who cooked? When you were single, who did your laundry? Yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Who did it? You did it. So now all of a sudden, because you married, your wife is your maid now? Now I can understand, if she a homemaker, I get it. But I'm talking about a lot of us, we got the wrong mindset about a woman. She need to sit down and be quiet and should listen. I'm telling you, brothers, hear me clearly. You are hindering the progress of your family. My wife, whatever she touched turned to gold. I allow my wife gifts to flourish. And I allow her to do what she's good at, and I do what I'm good at, and we bring together our skill sets, and this is how we able to build an empire. Why are you so intimidated about a woman who make more money than you? As well, let's deal with that too. Why are you so intimidated by a woman who make more money than you? Your masculinity is not based on how much money you make. Your manhood, rather, it's not based on how much money you make. Your manhood is based on your character. It comes from your mindset. How mature are you in your mind? Your manhood is not based on, the size of your phallus. Yeah. Your manhood is not based on how deep your voice is, or how big your pectoral and your delts is, and your biceps and your triceps and your quads, and whatever mother other muscle you got on your body, your traps and all that. You understand? It's not based on that. It's not based on how many women are chasing you. It's not based on how many phone numbers you got. You understand? It's not based on that. And you're not soft because you love your wife and you love your child or your children. That is not a sign of weakness, okay? Because of the lack thereof of love is the reason why our families are in a structure of single parent homes, and it's in a dilapidated state because of the lack thereof. So a key element and to a solid family foundation is love. Money helps that which money is needed for. Money solves the situations what money is needed for, like your utilities, your rent, your car note. Okay, money is not the answer to everything. It's the answer to things, sister and brother. So do you know that, what I'm saying, one of the biggest reasons for divorce is resources? My queen said, or the size of your car. Absolutely. Thank you. My daughter tuned in. Daisy Divine. That's so true. My brother Tim said, watch out. You're exposing it. Absolutely. It has to be dealt with. And it's going to be more. I can't do it all tonight because I'm not going to keep you long. Okay. We're going to talk more on this. Okay. But also a key element to a solid family foundation, because we talked about it, morality, economics, you know what I'm saying? You know, we talked about love, right? You understand? So, you know, we really have to deal with this. We also have to heal. You understand? You know, whatever happened to you as a child, whatever happened to you as an adult, if and it's traumatic. If you don't deal with that, if you don't heal with those issues, you're gonna have a social problem in your relationship. You understand? If you know that you're broken, like for instance, brother or sister, if you've been cheated on and you know you have a problem with trust, I'm very serious about what I'm saying. Just because you go see a psychiatrist doesn't mean you're crazy. Listen to me very clearly, okay? In all seriousness, listen to me very clearly. All right? You go to a doctor when you have a sickness. When your vehicle has a problem, you take it to the mechanic. The psychiatrist deals with your psyche, which is your mind. Do you understand? They're supposed to be specialists with the mind to help you to formulate your mind, to get your mind in the mental state where you're able to function healthily. Your mental wellness in that area. And you get into the roots of your emotions and why do you feel the way you feel? Okay, why do you conduct yourself the way you conduct yourself? Because the root of it all is your mind. Okay, so you have to get control of your mind. Key elements to a solid family foundation is being solid in your mind too. Okay, all right. Sorry, family, we're gonna have us another part to this dialogue. You understand? You know, we're going to talk more because I recognize that a lot of us don't know what a solid family structure actually looks like because a lot of us have been miseducated, okay, about, you know, our roles. You understand? You know, and like I said before, with the Afrocentric side, you have more than one structure. And so what I want to say is the commonality across the board, I would rather stick with that. Okay. And what the commonalities are. Excuse me. And it's those things that I aforementioned. Okay. And it's the moral basis and the love, and you know what I'm saying? So those of you who subscribe to the Afrocentric way, that's your business. If you're doing a Wadabity thing where the woman has more than one husband, that's your business. Okay, if you believe in polygamy, okay, that's your business. It's the African way. You know what I'm saying? I don't get involved in that. Now I'm a one-woman man. For myself, okay, my wife is a one-man woman. You know, with us, that's no. I'm because I wasn't raised that way. Even though you know what I'm saying, it's an African-centered way to structure your marriage. I'm not telling you, you know what I'm saying, that you're wrong at all. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's a preference, you know. And so you and your spouse, y'all the ones that have to work that thing out. Okay. But here we're you know on that level to where that's how we run our household. We keep it between us. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know, we're going to talk further about this, you know, the key elements to a solid family foundation. You know, thank you all for tuning in on this Sunday. Thank everybody who stuck in with me, okay, for these 39 going on 40 minutes, okay, because we're going to talk more about these things because it needs to be discussed, okay? We have to discuss it, all right? You know, some people feel like you're judging. People trip me out with that. Oh, you're judging. You judge too, all right? Stop playing. You know, it blows my mind. People act like they don't judge. If you say something is right and wrong, you're judging. If you say, I don't agree with that, you're judging. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, you don't like when you're being told that at the error of your ways. That's when you want to try to, you judging. Oh, not a light shining on you. Could judge everybody else except for when it come to you. Anyway, thank you all again for tuning in. I appreciate that, family. I will be talking soon. Okay, you have a blessed rest of your evening. Okay, and may your week be the same. Okay, love you all. Peace out on Instagram. All right, fam, remember Sunday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. This Thursday, we will not be having, okay, the live because we will be out of town on vacation. We're not going to have it this Thursday or Sunday, okay, because again, we'll be on vacation, okay? So we'll see you guys the following week. Have a blessed one.